Hello guys, it's your fellow investor here and welcome to another video. In this video I'm going to be talking about Nsav holding with ticker symbol NSAV. It's been almost 2 months since I covered this company, so I think it's about time I give them more of a coverage because they've recently had a really good run up with some very good news, which surprised I think all of us, and I'll tell you where to find the news, how to read the company and give you all the due diligence you basically need. So definitely watch the whole video so you don't miss out on any possible information. But before we begin, I'd like to ask you if you could click on that subscribe button. There's over 80% people not subscribed and it's absolutely for free and helps the channel tremendously, as well as smashing the like button. It as always helps out a ton. With that being said, let's get into the video. So if we now look at the chart, we can see on 1st of April at the end of the session, the stock went up crazy. It went up 30%. And from the 1st of April and yesterday it's done over 50%. But if you check out any news source such as Finance Yahoo or OTC markets, we can see there's been no news. So why did it move that much? Well, it's quite simple. This company, they share their news only via their Twitter, or mostly via their Twitter, and oh boy, they share so much information here. I had to go way down to find out about the information related to virtual broker. But I found it, and they've even said here to their shareholders or followers that it's going to be in 5 days released from 26th of March. So they told everyone ahead when it's going to be traded, when it's going to be live, their virtual broker beta. And if you now click on the website, it's actually live. So this is one of their latest acquisitions, and it has way more than you could have ever think of. Here's basically what I want to show you, that they have actually automated trading, which was not very much known about before. It was just that you will unite all your crypto exchanges or wallets, online wallets, and via your API key, and that you will be able to manipulate with all crypto in one place. However, they've also added automated trading strategy and bots performance and stuff like that, which actually adds a lot of value to this website and to this acquisition. But that's not the real reason why did it move up so much. Of course, it's a part of it. It's why it went up on the 1st of April. That's why it went up by quite a bit. But the real reason why it went up yesterday on the 5th of April is, if we scroll all over through this news, which they have plenty of news on their Twitter, so definitely check them out if you want to. And there's a ton of information, so I'll try to break it down really easily in just a very small bits, but definitely check their Twitter. There's so much information. Nsav is going to acquire a part of Ripper. Ripper has $26 billion in annual revenue, and if Nsav would acquire or 5% equity in their stakes, they would add $1.3 billion in revenue to Nsav Holdings. And if we scroll even more up, we can see that their CEO just cleared things out. The percentage of Ripper that Silverbeat Capital is negotiating for Nsav is higher than 5%, much higher. That's quite a pleasant surprise, and I don't think many people saw this one coming. And if you'd like to know more about the Ripper the company, I can put a link to their site in the description, as well as there are plenty of videos and text to explain them. Basically just eco-friendly farmers relations, which are very profitable. They're going to generate a lot of revenue, and if Nsav is going to acquire a big position in this company, they're going to get a ton of revenue from it just by providing them some more capital. So that's just amazing move out of the company, and I'm totally stunned by it. As well as Silver Bear Capital is leading the negotiations for Nsav to acquire a very valuable stake in already operating cryptocurrency exchange, which does roughly about $800 million in trading volume per 24 hours. And their CEO of Nsav Holdings is personally drafting the contract now, and they have even more acquisitions coming up. So obviously, if we check out now back their market cap, which is $125 million, if they will get at least 5% of their 26 billion annual revenue, it should, obviously increase their market cap as well, since it will logically transfer the revenue into NSAV Holdings. And if then the CEO of NSAV says it's much higher than 5%, well, of course, that's the reason why it did spark that much and why it's probably going to be booming as well today as did it yesterday. And if we look at NSAV's security details, we can see the correct market cap, which is $155 million. And I say correct because on OTC markets, you have precise information regarding to any penny stock because they run the penny stocks. If we check out here from Google, it's coming from, I believe, Yahoo Finance or wherever it's coming from. It's not 100% precise if you are looking at penny stocks, but on OTC markets, they run the penny stocks, they run the stocks on the OTC, hence they have the precise information. And they've also released more news in the March, announcement of major stake in SBSCDF investment and Stux token in $15 million transaction, which is a lot for such a small company as is NSAV. Therefore, that's the reason why it went up so much yesterday. If they would have $1.3 billion in revenue, if I reckon right, as well as they've provided updates on the Pro Music rights and prior agreements with Pro Music. Just a little bit controversial with this company. That's why maybe some of the investors left this penny stock out because there's too much risk, too much unknown. Also, as well as their management team is kind of shady, but we can see that their current CEO, they are now trying very hard to satisfy all the shareholders, as we can see on their Twitter, where it's just plenty of news and text from the CEO, and who's very managing and keeping touch with their shareholders, as you can see. And again, we can see on 31st of March that they are going to be uplisting on OTCQB. Therefore, it means way more capital, way more publicity, way more exposure. Overall, just very good stuff for the company. And last but not least, if we check out stock tweets, they're almost at 10,000 watchers, which is nothing to sneeze at. Because I remember there was way less people when I first made initial video about it, like 2-3 months ago. So we can see there's the momentum, there's the fan base growing, and more investors are interested in the company. As well, if you scroll down, a person called the Ambassador made very good due diligence presentation, so I'll just go through it. I hope he's okay with me presenting just some parts of it. It's a lot of due diligence. As you can see, there's 50 pages, 50 slides of information regarding to NSAV, so I'll just try to highlight some stuff which I haven't mentioned or which you don't know from my videos. But if you like to do a little bit more of due diligence, this is a very good research to look into, because there's nothing which you cannot really find yourself, but it's very well summarized in all these 50 slides. So here is very good information that they've posted about the virtual broker, that it's not only a copycat trader, but as well as portfolio manager, price searcher, calculator, and coin acquisition. You have as well here very nice list of their recent AKs, which are just financial SEC documents. So you have it here all at one place, which is always very useful if you like to go more from the law side or from just the proper due diligence side. And here we can see how does it look inside the virtual broker. We can see that if you like to connect to one of your exchanges or your crypto exchanges, all you need to do is just type an email, it's connected to it, and then the API key, which is let's say it's not your password, they cannot hack you through it. It just how to say it pairs with your Coinbase exchange account to the virtual broker account. Therefore, you can connect with all of these accounts, which you can see here, or the exchanges, Binance, Coinbase, Bittrex, Bitfinex, all the big names are just cooperating with them, which is very lovely to see. So they have very big total addressable market, and the $26 billion in revenue we can find it here in the conference video. As mentioned on the 15th and March, their CEO of the Riper says that they are very confident in generating $26 billion in revenue. As well as here's some more in-depth information about the Riper, the company, that they have 2,700 farmers under them. Their current purchasing power is 500 buyers. They are mostly located in Australia, and they do 65 million kilos per year. So that was my take on NSAV, current news, and what I think about it. Well, it's quite simple. This recent news actually blown me away, and it's very easily explainable why the stock moved up so rapidly and so much. And personally, I would not be surprised if we could see a similar moves today, like 20 to 30%, maybe even more than 50%. But yesterday was quite a rough day for the market, so I'm surprised this penny stock did so well. But we could see maybe maybe even bigger moves throughout this week, because if they will get at least 15% of stake in that company, in Riper, where they're expecting $26 billion in revenue, well, then this current market cap is 10 times lower, so we could see at least 1000% increase after they'll close out the deal. We shall see, but it's looking very, very promising. And then we have the virtual broker launch as Sarah. So overall things are looking very good for the company right now. I will try to keep an eye on it, but there's so many companies, it's really hard to do so. I hope I brought you some value. If I did, definitely subscribe to the channel so don't miss out on any new upcoming videos, as well as smashing the like button really helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. Also, let me know in the comments below what are your thoughts and opinions about NSAV holding. Are you going to put some money in after you've seen this news, or are you going to still stay away because of their shitty past, or where they're situated? Let me know. With that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in another video.